Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Bag Hag Digest. It's Trina and welcome back to my channel. Let me get that camera right there. Okay, so I'm coming back to you this evening with a report on my little mini Bobo, whatever it's called, Stark mini backpack, which I love, but I am going to return. I got in touch with the seller of this bag and she was adamant that she had no idea it was a fake, just as I kind of suspected, and she graciously gave me her return address and said that she will refund my money. So that kind of makes me feel guilty because she did give me the bag at a very good price, and to be honest, for the price I paid for it, I think this is a decent quality bag. It's just that I wanted the real thing, and that's what I thought I was getting. Because I am good at getting good bags, you know, for the price. That's my thing. But I don't think this is real. The biggest problem with the bag for me, I think in the last video, which I'll link above here somewhere, I gave you all the telltale signs. But for me, the straps are really important. They're the parts that wear the most and make it look nasty the fastest, and I'm not impressed with them. So I am gonna return this, and I'll just hang on until I find something, maybe the exact same one, because this has been on my want list for a long time now. So I'll hang out until I find another one. Maybe it'll be a different style, but I just adore this. And you know, to be honest, I think I could even do with a bigger one. This is not that practical. A little bit bigger would suit my body more and would be more practical, but I really like the fact of the detachable straps on this. I just think it wears better. I've had a lot of backpacks in my life, and generally speaking, they do tend to eventually tear here, and having a metal to metal joinery it just makes really good sense to me. And also this is pretty versatile because you can change up how you wear it, and even potentially easily change up the straps if you need to later on. So I like that about this particular type of design. But this bag, for example, from Fiel David Konken, it's one of my most popular videos on YouTube. It's not even a designer bag. I love this little guy, but obviously this is sporty and uber casual, and this one's kind of a little more fashion form, you know. But this size is really amazing, and this what suits my lifestyle and my body size a lot better. So if only they had, you know, this does have these little straps here, but that's not what they're for, right? I want to be able to hook them on with a strap. I really like that. And so I've also brought out my vintage MCM bucket bag here and been comparing a little bit of the features. And yeah, they don't make them like they used to, you know, like if you compare vintage bags from the 90s or earlier to bags today, regardless of the brand, I really think that qualities are just going down the tubes. I think I heard good things about MCM in that regard, because apparently they still gold plate some of their hardware, whereas Chanel, for example, that, you know, Chanel charges ridiculous amounts for things, they don't do that anymore. I have noticed that on this plate, and I've, you know, looked a bit more into MCM in general since this debacle with the bag has happened, and you're supposed to be able to unscrew these plates, and you can see if you look up close here that you can definitely unscrew these, whereas on this one it's definitely more ornamental. I don't want to scratch this up because I'm giving it back to the seller, but it's pretty obvious to me that these can't be unscrewed. Maybe they can, but I'm not going there. Everyone's talked before about, on bag channels like my own, they've talked about how Louis Vuitton's, the canvas is thinner, the metal is not as good. I think that goes across the board. Another reason I was hesitant to think that this was not a fake is, despite the card having some, you know, spacing mistakes on it, is that in Asia, it's so common to have not, you know, spelling mistakes or just all sorts of faux pas on your card. And in an international market, of course, you wouldn't see that. But in a more local market, you do see things like that because people don't care. They don't, you know, English is not the it's not the lingua franca here, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the stuff that you're buying is of poor quality in Japan and Korea specifically, and maybe other parts. And now China, maybe the standards are all over the place, but definitely in Japan, you know, I wouldn't necessarily poo-poo something just because the language is not there. So I was hesitant to judge by this, but definitely there's an R symbol here, and there's an R on this bag, and that's definitely not good. There are so many little problems everywhere that say that this bag is not real, so we're gonna say goodbye to her. But for the price, again, I do think this is a fairly decent quality bag, but I'm gonna hold out for the real McCoy. So there you go, you guys. That's my update with this bag. Please say goodbye to her because it's the last time I'll see her, the last time you'll see this, but maybe you'll see another one in my future. In the meantime, I'm going to use my Chloe backpack as usual and keep using my other bags. And today I was rocking my beautiful Proenza Schooler bag, and this is a really nice quality bag. And you know, when you compare this vintage and this Proenza Schooler bag to this one, you can really see the quality difference, eh? You do kind of sometimes get what you pay for, and sometimes it's worth fluffing out the coin for it. Oh, and I am filming this really soon after my original video. I'd asked you all to comment what you thought about the bag, and I was hoping to wait for your comments before I made my final decision, but I think I'd already made up my mind at that point soon after the video. And also, I had to decide on whether I was going to keep it or send it back within a short time span, otherwise I'd be operating outside the services in terms of Mercari. So I made the decision there without listening to you. So I haven't even checked to see if you've made any comments on that last post, but if you haven't, you're welcome to. Okay, Bag Hag, signing out. Mwah. See you in the next round.